Hey there, if you are considering moving to Cape Coral, Florida, today I'm here to tell you some pros and some cons about living here in Cape Coral, Florida. Stay tuned because we're going to start right now. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sherry Puchez, better known as Sunshine Sherry, and I'm a realtor with RE/MAX Realty Team here in Cape Coral, Florida. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing because you don't want to miss any cool videos that I do about the Cape Coral, Fort Myers area. So let's get started in talking about the pros and the cons of living here in Cape Coral. So I love living here in Cape Coral, Florida. And I also love the fact that lots of people are thinking that they might like to live here too. Now there's pros and cons to living in any city or town. And today I'm going to tell you 5 things that I just love about living here. But then there's 5 things that maybe I don't love so much about living here. So let's get started and get the bad stuff out of the way first. You know, the number one thing that people talk about is the heat. And there's no tap dancing around it. You know, the heat in July and August is kind of insane. But it's really only for those 2 months. June is okay. September starts to cool off. But there is this really great invention called air conditioning. Now, most people go from their air-conditioned house over to their air-conditioned car, over to their air-conditioned office, and when they get home, they either hang out in their air-conditioned house or they jump in the pool or maybe take a drive to the beach. If it's only for really 2 or 3 months a year and the rest of the year is glorious, I can handle it. Number 2 goes along with heat, but it's the humidity. And again, if it's really only for 2 or 3 months a year and we're in the air conditioning most of the time, the rest of the year is awesome. I can take it. Number 3 on the not so great list are the insects. You know, we do have some different kinds of insects down here. You know, a lot of people say, oh my God, the bugs in Florida. Well, it's not that bad. We have these little teeny tiny bugs called no-see-ums, and they can bite you, not like a mosquito bite, but believe me, it's not fun. If you live by the water, you'll probably experience them a little bit more than if you don't. My husband found this great device called a Thermacell. Not an advertisement for Thermacell, but I gotta tell you that we tried citronella candles, we tried sprays, which I hate, but this Thermacell device really seems to put an umbrella over wherever you are, and the no-see-ums simply go away. Also, if you're in a place where there's a breeze, they kind of can't fly against the breeze, so that works too. The other kind of bugs that we have are palmetto bugs. Now, most people think they look like giant cockroaches. They're not giant, they're about this big. And they don't come in your house because you're dirty. What happens is they're just living their life and they take a wrong left turn in your front door and now they're in your house. They really were headed toward the palmetto palm tree or a regular palm tree. So don't freak out if you see, you know, this 2-inch bug that kind of looks like a cockroach. Scoot them outside, smash them with a paper. They don't bite. They won't hurt you. Live your life. Number 4, which maybe is a con, are the daily afternoon thunderstorms in the summertime. Now, on one hand, we love those thunderstorms because they make this a lush green paradise here. On the other hand, you have absolutely, positively got to have an umbrella with you almost all the time. I have like 4 of them in my car. I have 2 of them by my front door, and I keep one in my purse just in case, because there have been many times when I said, I'll just run into the grocery store and I'll be fine. And you come out after only having been in there for 5 minutes and it's a downpour. And now you look like a soggy mess. So we love the thunderstorms, but they happen every single day. Along with the thunderstorms comes lightning. And we have epic proportion lightning down here. Now, that can also make the power go out just long enough for when you get home, all the clocks in your house will be blinking. But usually, it comes right back on and there's no issue. And the 5th thing that I don't like so much about living in Cape Coral is that you may need additional flood insurance on your house. Now, we live in a hurricane-prone area, not as bad certainly as, let's say, New Orleans or lots of places in Texas. In the last 15 years, we've really only had 2 hurricanes that were of note. They come in, they skirt around us, they go north, they go south. A lot of times they don't hit us, but we have had a couple in the last 15 years. So if you're going to buy a house here in Cape Coral, you may want to visit the city's website and go to the My Flood Zone page on that website. Type in the address where you think you might be buying a home and see what the flood zone is. If you're in an X flood zone, very, very slim chance that you will need flood insurance. If you're in a E or other flood zones, your lender is probably going to require that you have some sort of flood insurance, and that will be added into your mortgage payment, which includes taxes and other insurances also. Whew. We're all done with the cons about living in Cape Coral, Florida. Now let's move on to the pros. Number 1 has to be, hands down, the weather. We have an average of 265 days of glorious sunshine here in the Cape Coral, Southwest Florida area. The average for the rest of the country is about 205. So let's do a quick math problem. That's 60 plus days of sunshine that the rest of the country doesn't usually enjoy. Now that is glorious as far as I'm concerned, but then I'm Sunshine Sherry. So anyway, the heat in the summertime, the humidity in the summertime, I know that was a con, but the glorious sunshine, 265 days a year. Now we're going to move on to another pro of living in Cape Coral. Well, guess what? There are plenty of things to do here. There's boating, there's fishing. Cape Coral has 39 parks. Yep, 39. And we have monthly festivals here. We have motorcycle bike night, lots of cultural opportunities, farmers markets. I'll tell you what, it's paradise. Number 3, and I bet you thought this was going to be number 1, it's the beach. Now, I love going to the beach. Not gonna lie, Fort Myers Beach is about 30 minutes away. Within an hour, we have many, many other beaches. There's Sanibel, where you can pick up shells until you can't pick up any more shells. There's Captiva. To the north, we have Sarasota, which beautiful Siesta Key beach is there. That is like paradise on steroids. Venice Beach is also wonderful. To the south, we have Naples. Cape Coral does have a small beach right here in town. It is on the Caloosahatchee River, but there's a white sand beach and places for your kids to play. There's a pier that you can walk out on and fish from. So there's no shortage of beaches in our general area. For me, number 4 is the seafood. Now, I happen to be a pescatarian, which is a vegetarian that sometimes eats seafood. Boy, I love me a grouper taco, some blackened snapper, and oof, peel and eat Gulf shrimp. We have millions of restaurants in the area. And so if you like seafood, you better get to Cape Coral now. Okay, we're on number 5 of the greatest reasons why you want to live here. You know, the boating and the fishing here in Cape Coral is past awesome. Remember, I said we have 400 miles of canals right here in Cape Coral. Yeah, you heard me right, 400 miles. 100 miles of those canals lead right out to the Gulf of Mexico. So you can go on a deep sea fishing charter boat. If you really want to catch the big fish, you can pull up your boat on some white sand beaches, spend the day relaxing in the sun, and don't forget to be on the lookout for manatee and dolphin, because you never know when those cool critters are going to come along. I have to say, I enjoy spending an afternoon having a cold docktail, sitting under my tiki hut and enjoying the fresh Gulf breeze. Now you know some of the reasons that I love living here in Cape Coral. And like I said in the beginning, it's not perfect. There are some things that I don't love so much about living here. But all in all, to me, it really is paradise. Now, I've made some other videos about living in Cape Coral, about moving to Cape Coral, that maybe you want to watch to give you just a little bit more information about this wonderful place. Don't forget, folks, I'm Sunshine Sherry, and I'm here to help, and I can't wait to work with you.